Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and in this video I'm going to be ranking every Batman movie from worst to best. Every live action Batman movie. I will not be including, any of the animated ones, and I won't be including the Joker movie because that's sort of a spin-off and not part of the main series. So, yeah, I will probably do a different, I'll probably do a separate video ranking all the animated Batman movies sometime in the future. But as for this video, I'm just going to be ranking all the live action ones. So with that, let's begin. So, number 9, the worst of the worst is the 1960s Batman movie. I think Batman the movie, which of course it was a spin-off movie of the 60s TV show, which was also pretty terrible. Yeah, like everything wrong with the 60s Batman movie is pretty much everything that was wrong with the show as well. Horrible acting, horrible effects, horrible costume design, the extremely over-the-top, cringeworthy goofiness. I mean, Adam West was horrible as Batman. Whoever played Robin was horrible at playing Robin. Um, uh, what's his name again? God, what was his name? Cesar Romero was horrible as the Joker. It just was so overly and stupidly, goofy to the point where I can't take it seriously one bit. And to be fair, yeah, sure, it came from the movie as well as, the show of the time, was in the, one of the worst times for comics, where, like, they, like, demanded all comics, no matter what series, all comics had to be, quote-unquote, family-friendly. So they basically dumbed down a lot of the stuff. In terms of Batman, they dumbed down the Joker. Like, he used to be really menacing, and then, at some point, 50s, 60s, he had to be a family-friendly version because, again, comics were not in a good place at that time because of the whole think of the children, thing where they're like, they basically made comics hell for quite a while, but I'm getting off topic. But yeah, pretty much everything that was wrong with the Batman comics at the time was wrong with the show, the 60s show, and everything wrong with the 60s show is everything wrong with the 60s movie. But yeah, horrible. The 1960s Batman movie is the worst Batman movie of all time. Second worst, though, is Batman and Robin. Yeah, Warner Bros. Really fucked up when they decided to to fire Tim Burton as the director of the Batman movies, and to, pretty much kidify the Batman franchise at the time. Yeah, let's count how many things is wrong with this movie. Dumbing it down, making it first thing, dumbing it down, making it extremely kid friendly just for a profit off of, action figures and kids toys. Finding the worst possible actor for Batman, George Clooney. Adding Batgirl, which wasn't really needed for the plot, or just it felt too shoehorned in. Just out of the blue ridiculousness, just everything with that. And really stupidly adding, like, just the stupidest one-liners you can imagine. So 6 or more things they did wrong. Of course, the Batman and Robin, and I think Batman Forever as well, were directed by the director, what's his name again? Joel Schumacher. When really his only good movie he ever did was the first Lost Boys movie. That's it. Every other movie he made was absolute shit. Really the only thing I actually kind of like about Batman and Robin is, oddly enough, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. I think he's actually kind of funny. Yeah, sure, the ice puns annoy most people, but honestly, I like every role Arnold Schwarzenegger has ever done, no matter how, goofy it is. Like, I even like the Arnold Schwarzenegger roles in the comedy movies. Most people don't like Arnold Schwarzenegger comedies, but I love them, as well as, the action stuff. But yeah, Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger's portrayal is goofy, but I actually kind of like it. But honestly, that's the only thing I like about Batman and Robin. Everything else is an atrocious mess. But yeah, number 8 is Batman and Robin. Alright, let me flip my list over. Alright, number 7 is Batman Forever. Definitely not as bad as Batman and Robin, but it's still kind of just a weird sort of like hastily put together movie that again was another one that was, kidified, made family friendly to sell toys. Again, not as much as Batman and Robin, but still similar. This time, in Batman Forever, they got, what's his name? Val Kilmer. I don't recognize that name, but he was an okay choice as Batman / Bruce Wayne, I guess, but definitely not the best. Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face was just okay. The set design was pretty cool. The soundtrack, great. Really, my only major complaint about this one was Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I found that to be an extremely odd choice, as well as his portrayal as the Riddler. Yeah, I just don't think the portrayal of the Riddler was, like, the personality-wise, I don't think really fit. Like, for most comics and shows and movies that the Riddler's in, he's, for the most part, portrayed as sort of a cool-headed, calm but evil and calculating sort of, like, extremely intelligent individual. Like, he's cool-headed, he's not, he's sort of like, he's basically poker-faced, like, you can't really quite tell what he's thinking, and he's always very calm and casual about everything he does, but even with his calm and casual nature, he is a very, very sinister, very, just extremely, evil. And Jim Carrey's version of Riddler is just too wacky, too extremely off the walls energetic, too bouncy, too just a complete opposite of how the Riddler's personality should be portrayed. Really, everything else about the movie is just okay. It's just meh. But the only thing I don't like about it is Jim Carrey as the Riddler and just his overall portrayal. Let's see. Number 6. Number 6 is one of the Batman movies I don't actually own. Or one of the other ones because I don't own the 60s Batman movie. But this one that I don't own, one at number 6 is Batman vs. Superman. This is another just okay-ish type Batman movie. It's not horrible, but it's not great. The guy who played Superman, fine, I don't... But the guy who played Batman in that movie is just... I forgot his name. Ben Affleck, I think? Oh my god. His portrayal of Batman and / Bruce Wayne is just... it doesn't quite fit. Like, he's not extremely terrible at it, but it just... I don't know how to describe it, but it just doesn't quite fit for some reason. Also, when he's in the Batman outfit, like, even without, the mech Batman outfit, with, the bigger sort of, like, the outfit he uses when he goes against Superman, but in the standard Batman outfit for that movie, for some reason, I know it's supposed to make him look buffer, but it just kind of makes him look chunky and extremely obese. In terms of the arms and legs. Um, Again, the I'm talking about the standard Batman outfit. The one he uses to he makes to go against Superman looks fine. But yeah, I don't know. It's just an okay-ish movie with a very odd choice for Batman slash Bruce Wayne and a very weird-looking standard Batman suit. Don't really have anything much else to say about it. Let's see. Next up is another Batman movie I don't actually own, and that's Batman Begins. This one is just another okay Batman movie. I do really like, the origin story, in terms of the, Dark Knight trilogy version of Batman. It works pretty well. Ra's al Ghul, played by, what's his name again? I forgot the guy's name, but it's the same guy who played, Qui-Gon Jinn in The Phantom Menace. He does a great job as Ra's al Ghul. The end battle, on the train and stuff is pretty cool. But honestly, the rest of the movie is just kind of forgettable. Again, not bad, just okay. Something that I don't own it, so I don't really watch it all that much. But, it's just another okay one. Alright. Next up at number 4. Number 4 is the original live-action Batman. Well, not the original, because there's the 60s one. But the most well-known, Batman live-action movie of the, I guess, 4 movies here. This one is actually really good. Tim Burton, again, great director, he did a great job with the first 2 Batman movies, and then he stupidly got fired because they wanted to make everything more kid-friendly, to sell toys. But, as for the first Batman movie, it's really, really good. The acting throughout is great, even Jack Nicholson as the Joker, even though I don't know, it's a good choice, but I don't know. To me, he never really seemed that menacing. He seemed more goofy than menacing, but I know Jack Nicholson does a pretty good job at acting crazy no matter what role it is. Michael Keaton as Batman / Bruce Wayne, very, very good. The action scenes are great. The Batmobile is probably my favorite Batmobile design of all time. Probably one of the best things that with the first 2 Batman movies, and this one in particular, is the score. The soundtrack is so damn good, so gothic sounding, so eerie, so operatic, just great soundtrack. Acting by everyone involved is great. I especially love the parade scene, where Joker just starts handing out throwing out cash, and then right off the bat he just sort of like leaks his Joker venom in the air, and everyone starts going nuts, dying and shit like that. Overall, really, really good movie. But there are a couple that I like better. Alright. Number 3. Number 3 is a pretty underrated one, and that's The Dark Knight Rises. Again, another one I don't own. Still need to get this one. But yeah, Dark Knight Rises. For some reason, out of the 3 Dark Knight trilogy movies, this one seems to be the most overlooked. I find it to be an extremely enjoyable movie, although I will say the addition of Catwoman is a bit shoehorned in, but everything else about the movie I love. Again, great Batman. Bane is a great villain played by Tom Hardy, who would, eventually go on to, star in a Marvel movie, or Sony or whatever, whoever owns the right to that movie, the Venom movie. Very good. Although Something that I did notice in in The Dark Knight Rises, is that Tom Hardy, throughout most of the movie, it seems like he couldn't decide on how he wanted Bane's voice. Like, one minute he's kind of like has this deep voice, and then the next minute it's kind of high pitched. Some people probably will be annoyed by that, but I find it kind of funny that he, for like throughout the entirety of the movie, couldn't figure out which version of Bane's voice he wanted to do, so he kind of swapped back and forth. But yeah, it's a great movie. Bane's a great villain. Of course, the stadium scene is probably the highlight of the movie. And yeah, I just really like it. Although I will say it is kind of anticlimactic a bit near the end, when Batman sort of like punches Bane in the face and like his mask sort of breaks. Like, actually, when I saw this movie in theaters, people were cheering. Like, people wanted to see what the hell Bane looked like without his mask. Like, what kind of damage to his face was there? Like, what did he look like beneath the mask? And everyone in that movie theater, we all thought, like, Batman was gonna pull his mask off so we could see what was underneath, but no, apparently not. He got in the fight with Catwoman. Oh, not Catwoman. The daughter of Ra's al Ghul, I should say. And she, put Bane's mask back together, but, so we didn't get to see what was underneath, which is kind of anticlimactic. But honestly, that's a minor nitpick on my part. Again, the rest of the movie is really good. Alright. Next up, number 2. Number 2 is Batman Returns. It's my favorite out of the, these 4 Batman movies. I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess I would say it's the best of all Batman movies in terms of the soundtrack. Sure, the soundtrack is great in the first one. Sure, the soundtracks are great in the Nolan trilogy. But the soundtrack in this one in particular it kind of builds off of what the soundtrack was of the first one and sort of adds to it, I guess. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, pretty good. Danny DeVito is the Penguin, very good. Again, Michael Keaton as Batman is awesome. Yeah, it's really good. Also, a very underrated sort of I say the main villain. I don't know, an underrated villain character. Max Schreck, of course, played by Christopher Walken. Very good villain, kind of underused. But yeah, great movie. All right, number 1, of course, The Dark Knight. Yeah, it's a perfect movie. Great score, great acting, great set design, great costume design. Everything that could go right with a Batman movie went right here. I mean, and of course, nobody can deny Heath Ledger's Joker is the best adaptation of the Joker since Mark Hamill's Joker from Batman the Animated Series. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those movies, that you watch it once and you cannot deny that it is a movie that stands the test of time. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Also, I love how the Joker sort of like doesn't really sort of give you the answer to why he is the way he is and why he has those scars. Like, I think he has like 3 different stories he tells throughout the movie, all of them completely different. Hell, it almost seems like the Joker himself doesn't quite know or even remember who the hell he is and what the hell happened to him. But that just adds to the mystery of the character, and I think that really works well with this interpretation of the Joker. Oh, and also, one of the best movie villain lines of all time, "Why so serious?" Hell, they even had it on the poster, in the theaters, the poster, it had like the Joker smile and "Why so serious" written, underneath. Great movie. In my opinion, the best Batman movie of all time. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.